school. What's going on?
I don't feel good. My nose is running. I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat breakfast.
You do feel warm. You might have a fever. Has anyone at school been sick?
No, I don't think so. Susie keeps sneezing next to me, but I don't really touch her. She just sneezes and then I touch my eyes. But nothing happens.
Well, if you don't want to eat breakfast, then I know something's wrong. Let's get ready to go to the doctor.
Respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, is an enveloped virus that is composed of mRNA with negative sense polarity. Symptoms of RSV include loss of appetite, irritability, fever, cough, and runny nose. The virus is transmitted through contact with infected mucus or saliva.
Don't touch that. It's not a toy.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. So based on the symptoms that you guys discussed with me, as well as the test results, I can confirm that he does have RSV.
What's RSV?
So RSV, or respiratory syncytial virus, is what we consider the most common cause of lower respiratory tract infections in children, especially kids around his age. You usually pass it on through sneezing or coughing, which is basically something you described to me earlier. It can also be passed on through saliva. So for instance, if you have recently kissed his face or kissed him in any sort, like it could have passed on. If anything, he could have shared drinks with friends. So yeah, definitely many ways that he could have contracted this. We're looking at about a week of at least symptoms. The viral infection may last shorter or longer, but overall, like the severity of it stays in between about 7 to 8 days. Like I said, maybe before me.
To diagnose for RSV, a nasal swab is tested using a direct fluorescent antibody assay, which detects antigens using monoclonal antibodies in immunofluorescence.
Mom, why are we in here?
I want to learn more about your disease from the microbiologist. Now put on your listening ears and listen.
No.
Okay, so if you guys want to learn more about the pathogenesis of RSV, I'm going to kind of simplify it here. The pathogen probably entered via droplets, which is how it first starts. Maybe you're near a cough or a sneeze, or there was droplets left over on toys at school, or shared a drink with someone. Those droplets will enter the mucous membranes in your eyes, nose, or mouth. So then after the pathogen enters, it's going to attach to the epithelium in bronchioles in your lungs or in your nasopharynx. After it's in there, some damage that it'll cause is going to block airways, which is what's causing your cough, runny nose, stuffy nose, everything along those lines. The reason this can survive inside of you is that the pathogen will grow inside the cell, so your immune system has a hard time finding it and killing it, which is why it seems to last longer and will reinfect you if you don't complete your medication. So make sure you finish that even if your symptoms are gone. Once the pathogen is finally exiting, it goes in or it goes out the same way that it came in. So once you have a cough or a sneeze, pathogens are leaving each time in the same droplets that they came in.
RSV enters the body through the nose, mouth, or eyes. The virus is then able to attach to the epithelium in the nasopharynx of the host. RSV then acts as an intracellular pathogen and is able to replicate itself and grow within the host cell. The debris from the virus then blocks the bronchioles, which makes gas exchange difficult. RSV finally leaves the host the same way it entered, through the nose, eyes, or mouth.
All right. So now that you guys kind of got a better understanding of what's going on with him, we're going to talk treatment. So typically with severe cases of RSV, we would send kids to the hospital. I don't think he is at that stage yet, so we're not going to go that far. So in his case, I'm going to recommend and prescribe you ribavirin.
Thank you.
Yeah, basically what it is an antiviral drug, and what it does is basically it disguises itself from the infected cells in the body, and undercover it is able to prevent any viral components from being created, thus inactivating, killing the virus. And that's typically what we're going to hope for in this case. In some situations it won't always work, and that's when we'll go on to alternative treatments.
Okay.
So I'm going to recommend over the next 7 days, that you give him about 800 milligrams a day, split that into 2 doses.
Okay.
And as I said, we're gonna hope that this works. If not, just let me know and we'll get looking at some other treatment options, and if hospitalization is necessary, we'll go that far.
Great. And what can I do in the future to prevent this from happening again?
All right, yeah, biggest thing for anybody is obviously hand washing. Warm water, soap, many times a day is really good at inactivating those viruses that are on your hands. I would also recommend cleaning off surfaces and objects with disinfectant. That basically does the same thing as soap, where it inactivates germs, viruses that he is very often exposed to. Other than that, you really just need to be cautious about what he touches, where he touches, just to make sure that that doesn't get passed on. And I would also recommend bringing this up to his school. Not only is it important to protect him from getting this again, but also the kids around him, and hopefully that would bring some kind of understanding from other parents' perspectives that if their kids are sick, help them prevent it, help them take care of it, and then we'll go from there.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm so glad that we're going to get him better.
Yeah, I am too. If there's anything else you need, feel free to call me.
Most cases of RSV are mild and do not necessarily need medical treatment. If they are severe enough, ribavirin can be prescribed to prevent the capping of mRNA in virally infected cells. The typical dosing of ribavirin is 1 gram daily for adults and 800 milligrams daily for children, each split into 2 doses. Frequent hand washing and disinfecting surfaces are some of the ways in which you can prevent the spread of RSV.